Okay, take two. I just recorded about 20 minutes of audio for this video, only to realize that my microphone was muted the entire time. Off to a good start here. So, what is this video? I'm watching a lot of YouTube golf, and they're basically, it seems like everything's been done already. But I had this idea. I've been thinking, like, what is unique? What can I do that people have not done before? And I have not seen anyone fasting and playing golf before. So that was the motivation for what I'm about to show and talk about. I have been doing a lot of fasting. The one I just did this week was the fifth one of these that I've done in the last, I think, close to 2 years. I made it 92 hours. My previous record was 89. But I normally, when I'm towards the end of the fast, I've actually only reached the fourth full day once. So at least at that other example, I was on the couch the entire time. It was really hard for me to do anything. I think I was watching the World Cup. I think that's what was on at the time. It's like late 2022. I was just sitting around doing nothing. And it's important to be active when you're fasting, both mentally, but also being active helps preserve any potential muscle loss. So the combination of all of that, I thought, why not try to fast and play golf at the same time? I have not seen that challenge done, and it just seemed like a useful thing for me to do. Thought it might be entertaining for other people to see what it's like. And I've been wanting to get into filming some of my golf rounds for a while. I do play by myself fairly often. So I booked a 7:30 tee time for Thursday morning. One of the things that happens as you start to get multiple days into a fast is sleeping becomes more difficult because you're just wired. Fight or flight response, cortisol, whatever the variables are. At least for me, but I think this is common. I just don't sleep very much. Once I'm at least 2 days into a fast. So I was going to be up anyway. So yeah, got up at 6 a.m. and got myself ready to go try this silly challenge. 6:45 a.m. Slept about 2.5 hours last night. Yeah, not really hungry, not tired, because like science or something. So I'm gonna go to the golf course now and try to shoot under an 80 at hour 80 of the fast. And I've gotten used to playing golf at early times of the day. Everyone in my family likes to watch football on Sundays, which I get. I mean, I used to watch every single minute of every football game while I was gambling, but for fantasy leagues, I mean, this was most of my life for the better part of 20 years. But now I don't really watch anymore. So I normally would play Sunday afternoons, but now I'm kind of forced to play Sunday morning all the time. And with going out a lot on Saturday nights and having to drive all the way to play, I end up needing to sleep from something like 5 a.m. to 7 a.m. on a lot of Saturday nights and then go play golf. So I'm used to this being at the range. I mean, I'm hitting the ball well here. Felt like a solid warm up, pretty loose already. I'm just kind of used to this now from doing it all the time. So I'm not really thinking about food yet. I really wasn't hungry yet. And as far as sleep deprivation, it didn't really matter just because I've kind of gotten accustomed to that. So started off the round strong. Drive looks good here, just a little bit left. And second shot was okay. Wedges were interesting in this round, to say the least. The biggest issue early is the greens were kind of wet. So this is like a 20-foot uphill birdie putt that I left something like 5 or 6 feet short. Spent a lot of time looking at this par putt, which I edited out. This is kind of a theme. No one will see that I did this, but I had to cut out a lot of me reading lag putts that I left too far away to be tap-ins. But second hole, another good drive and another mediocre wedge shot. This one probably worse than mediocre, short of the green by a couple of yards. But I hit a really good chip, and this one actually was a tap-in. Didn't have to spend too much time looking at that, although I did almost miss it. So nonetheless, 2 pars. Pretty happy with the start. Par 5 coming up here where I hit a pretty good drive. So figured I could reach this in 2, but ball is kind of sitting down in the rough. So it was hard to make clean contact. I came up a little bit short. And then this shot was just, yeah. disgusting, I think would be the best word. And fourth shot on the par 5 now. Chip looks decent here, but actually this is still like 10 feet short. So finally, it was a good time to finally hit a good putt to save the par on that mess of a hole. 3 holes in, 3 pars. It's a little sloppy out here. Can't really blame any of it on fasting though. I feel actually surprisingly great. Just some weird shots because of how wet it is and how early in the morning it is and how not that good at golf I am. But could be worse. So yeah, mixing in some commentary after the fact with some commentary during the round. And fourth hole, this is another good drive. Just an uphill par 4, pretty straightforward. And then this was, at least to this point, my best swing of the day. That was good. Yeah, as I said, that was good. So birdie putt here, and I just misread this. I thought this putt was perfect. I seemed far too disappointed for a putt that missed a foot left. Thought it was going to break hard right. But another par. I probably could have been 2 under at this point, but given the circumstances, can't really be too upset. But the camera work here, and there's a couple examples of this. I hit a good shot to get on the green, but yeah, completely out of frame. This putt, I really thought was in. That was probably like 35 feet, but it just looked good the whole way and just didn't turn. Still, though, another par, even through 5, and now I'm on a par 3 where you can't see where the pin is, but good swing, a little right, and unfortunately found the bunker, and I'm completely short-sided. This sand shot was actually quite good. I don't really know that I could have gotten it any closer, but I still now have a semi-difficult putt for par, and finally missed one. At this point, +1 through 6, I'm not too worried about the goal of breaking 80. The stripe was actually very bad. I'm glad the sky kind of catches it so you can't see how low and right it is. But because of that, this shot is way out of frame. Kind of hard to set up the camera for this one. I think maybe in the future I'll try to get someone to film these rounds for me, but not too many people available at 7:30 on a Thursday morning. Another bad putt where I had to look over a way too long second putt for par, but made that one. So now I'm 1 over through 7. And this was probably the worst swing of the entire round. And then it is followed by some of the worst footage that I could come up with. I'm hitting out of the front bunker on the right, and the shot went over the green. So here I am checking out the scene, making my way to now hit my 3rd shot on the par 3 from like a couple of yards off the back, and hit an okay chip. Going to get my putter now from the cart, and this is the bogey putt. And at this point, I'm starting to get a little bit nervous because I am now +3 through 8, and I'm starting to feel my stomach growling a little bit. I'm definitely getting a little bit hungry going into the 9th tee, and I almost topped this drive, like as low on the face as you can hit it with it still going in the air. It kind of rolled out pretty far though, so it ended up being fine, but I'm not happy at this point.
Might be starting to get hungry.
But worked out okay, hitting a 3-wood from like 270 into this par 5. Good swing, just a little left, not upset with this at all. Followed by some more bad camera work, but a good chip shot to give myself a makeable birdie look. Out of focus birdie putt here, and I did get one back, so now I'm 2 over at the turn with this part I was dreading, passing the food coming up on the way to the 10th hole. This is the hardest part of the round for sure. Just made a birdie to shoot 38 on the front, but I'm currently driving away from the halfway house where for some reason at 8:57 a.m. they are already cooking hamburgers. Okay. To the back 9. So 10th hole here. Good drive. And I'm feeling okay. Can't really see the green at all with this one. Camera angle, not so good. But this was my best wedge shot of the day for sure. Giant divot, but that was hit perfectly pure. I think at one point here I say go in. Kind of getting a little chirpy with no one at this point.
Fuck you, hamburgers.
Cursing out the food I just passed. And this is like an 8-foot downhill birdie putt that I left a foot short somehow.
Okay.
I don't know what I was doing here. I think I might have been scared of hitting my phone with the golf ball. Just mental error to not hit that hard enough. So I'm still 2 over. And then here on the 11th hole, I forgot to film my tee shot and it went into the hazard. So I'm now playing my third shot over the other hazard. Fourth shot on the par 5 was good. So now at least I have a chance to save par, but this is another very weak putting effort. Tap in bogey. +3 through 11. I'm still feeling pretty comfortable about the break 80 goal, but not happy with how I'm playing these last couple holes. This swing was perfect. I think I was just aimed wrong because I crushed this 4-iron and it went through the fairway. I might have hit it like 240 or 250. Probably as far as I can hit that club. But a good shot here. I had like 125, 130 with a pitching wedge. This was the worst putt I hit all round, and it is so bad it's out of frame. So that was like a 15-foot birdie putt that turned into this. So another bogey, and I'm pretty frustrated here. I mean, I'm not even thinking about food. I'm just thinking about how bad those last 2 holes were. But I'm still 4 over through 12. It's not bad, all things considered. This angle I actually kind of like, even though you can't see most of me. Par 3, it's like 150. Ball comes down middle of the green. And a semi-makeable birdie putt, which, yeah, another bad putt. Another tester for par that I should not have had to make, but it's like 4 or 5 feet. So 4 over through 13 at this point. Four over through 13 with really good drive, perfect drive, and that is, yeah, barely in the corner of the green. Obviously gonna go for it though, because why not? So as I'm saying here, I can't help myself. If there's a pin tucked a foot away from the edge of the green, I basically just aim at it no matter what. Maybe if I played more competitive golf, I would stop doing that, but I kind of just can't help myself. But I hit a really good shot, and then 15 feet for birdie or so. Finally hit a really good putt. This was probably the best roll of the entire round. So back to 3 over. And this hole, this par 4 is about 350 yards. And I pulled this like 30 yards left of my target. And I'm watching it because this thing ballooned off the cart path, and I think I actually hit it twice. So 350 yards, maybe 345 to the pin, and I am past pin high. I normally hit my driver like anywhere from 280 to, I don't know, 310, 320 absolute max. I'm usually short of 300, but I hit this ball 350 something yards. And you can see on the ball, it definitely caught quite a bit of the cart path. But I'm 20 yards away just to the left, and this was definitely the best chip that I've hit of the round. This is a pretty easy hole, but it's not usually this easy. Got pretty lucky, but I followed it up with a really good shot, so very excited about that one. And I've got basically a tap-in for my second birdie in a row, but this putt broke right when I thought it would break left. I was a little nervous there. But it was close enough that it went in anyway. So 2 birdies in a row on +2. This tee shot on a sharp dog leg to the right, I hit iron off the tee and kind of just blocked it. So I've got this weird shot into the green where I had to line up from the bunker, and I'm kind of on the upslope. The ball's a little bit sitting down. I've got like I think I've got a 7-iron here from about 160 uphill into the wind. And it's kind of like a punchy 7-iron. But I hit this really, really good. And at this point, I was starting to get excited because I'd been worried about breaking 80 for much of this round. Here, now I'm thinking I'm +2, and I've got a good look for birdie, and maybe I'll shoot even. And especially after I hit this, I thought it was in. Just hit it a little too hard and didn't quite catch the hole. So that could have been fun. That could have been 3 birdies in a row. It was maybe an inch away. Just a little too much pace. So par there, and then par 3, 17th hole. bad camera work again. You can't even see the pin, it's off frame, but I pulled this left. I've got a really, really long putt from pretty much the fringe and back to the putting woes, because this thing was like an inch from the phone. I think that's a penalty if you roll the ball into your phone and then miss this one with the water bottle kind of on the screen. Just kind of losing focus at this point. Because at this point, I know I'm going to break the goal, but I'm also not going to shoot par because I messed up the tee shot. So I'm +3. There isn't really much that I'm thinking about other than I just want to go home and eat food. But the 18th hole, par 5, this drive was hit really well, just a little bit right. And normally I struggle on the second shot because it'll be right around where I need to hit a 3-wood to go for the green, but the lies tend to be weird. Sometimes in the rough, sometimes on the downslope. And I have a really steep swing, so the downslope lies tend to be very difficult. But yeah, I decided to switch to an iron, which maybe is what I should always do. There's no way I'm going to actually listen to this advice. Even if I re-listen to this video, there's no way I can't help myself. Laying up is just not my DNA. Maybe it should be, but I can't help myself. So decent wedge shot. I probably have 25 feet uphill for a birdie and a 74. Another really large divot that I'm carrying back here. It was just a fun, I don't know. I was feeling pretty happy at this point with the round overall. But still, I think my focus was just wavering because I didn't even remember to pick up my phone here. About to drive the cart away with the phone on the ground. I think I went I actually did. I went all the way up to the green, 100 yards, and then went to go record the putt and realized my phone was back in the fairway and I had to go all the way back for it. So here's the birdie putt. You can't really tell, but it's like a foot or two away. So didn't really have a chance to go in, but good speed. And I'm going to do this nonsense to tap it in for par. And yeah, that's a 75. I think I'm both pleased and disappointed with this round. It is better than I would have thought, considering how potentially weird my body was going to feel having not eaten in 80+ hours. But if I had just putted normal, I think the round could have been quite a lot better. So yeah, hope that was fun. Hope that was an enjoyable video to watch for everyone. Thanks for watching, whoever made it this far, and see you soon.